Hey everyone, welcome. I am MisterBo and E3 is kind of over now and a lot of stuff happened with Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, so I thought I'd do a quick little video going over all of the things that happened this week in case some of you maybe missed certain things. Not only that, we are a week away from the official release of Nitro-Fueled, so not long to go now. But before we get into the video, if you do enjoy it, be sure to give the like button a big old hug because it supports the video. If you're new around here, feel free to subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and if you do, also boop that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. So the first thing that was announced during the sort of E3 week with Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled was indeed that Penta Penguin is a playable character. I don't think anyone was really doubting he wouldn't be. He was in the original, obviously. He was in the cutscene with Polar, so people were just kind of waiting to see when they would announce it, and they announced it at the beginning of the week. And it even seems like in order to unlock him, you'll actually need to put in the cheat code, but that isn't confirmed yet. In the sort of demo that they did, it did look like he inputted a cheat code. He got the achievement for unlocking all the original roster, and when you actually unlock Penta, it says Penguin Yay 1, which is a cool little throwback Easter egg to the NTSC version, where some of the dialogue wasn't exactly supposed to be in the game. Now obviously Penta in the original CTR on PAL at least had max stats, 7 out of 7 on everything. In Nitro-Fueled it's a little bit different, and we aren't actually sure of what the stats for Penta Penguin are, because in the demo he mentioned that he's got the same stats as Polar and Pura, so he'd be a turning character, but the stats on screen showed him as being a speed character, so whether the information on the screen was just wrong or he misspoke, so we're not entirely sure if he is going to be a speed character or if he's going to be turning. But we also did get a glimpse at some of his skins. Obviously we have some recolors, and then we also have his legendary skin, which kind of looks like it's a macaroni penguin, one of those penguins that has the bright yellow sort of eyebrows or hair on top of its head. So that seems like the legendary skin there for Penta. Now moving on from there, we obviously then got the big Grand Prix news. I've already done a video covering this, but some more details have sort of trickled out over the week. Firstly, something we didn't know when I made that video is that the Grand Prix are going to be free to play, so you don't actually have to buy anything with any real money. All you need to do is have an online connection, so Xbox Live, PSN or Switch. I'm not entirely sure what they use on the Switch for online capabilities, but as long as you're online you can download the update which would have the Grand Prix in it, and then you can play. Completing the races and challenges gets you the Nitro Fuel, which then levels up your tiers. Now something that a lot of people were unsure of is what happens at the end of a season. Do the rewards simply disappear and you miss your chance of getting them, or are you still able to obtain them? Well, it's been confirmed that everything in a Grand Prix once the season has ended will go into the pit stop and be available to purchase with Wampa Coin. So if you can't hop on and play, or if you just miss certain rewards, you'll still be able to get them after the Grand Prix finishes. Now speaking of the Grand Prix, we know the first one is going to be Nitro Tour, we know the second one is going to be Back in Time, and the third one, which is only currently known as the Spyro Grand Prix, well actually now has a name. Thanks to an interview with Game, we actually now know that the Spyro Grand Prix is going to be called Spyro and Friends, which means we are going to be seeing more characters from the Spyro universe make their way into Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled. Now, I'm not the biggest Spyro fan. I played the originals back in the day and I tried to play Reignited Trilogy, but the motion blur was just too bad for me, so I never actually managed to play that game completely. I think the most likely characters we'll see being brought across is obviously Hunter is probably going to be one of them, maybe Eleonora, maybe Moneybags, maybe Ripto. I think those are probably the highest chance of characters being brought over, but who knows, they might surprise us or we might get even more. Obviously with the Nitro Tour we're getting 5 characters there, and with Back in Time we're only getting 3, so I think 5 is probably the max amount of characters we're going to be getting with the Grand Prix, but who knows, Beanox might be surprising us yet again and add a lot more into it. Now throughout the week we also got a load of gameplay of tracks we haven't actually seen proper gameplay of before. So we got gameplay of Tiny Arena, we got gameplay of Thunderstruck, we got gameplay of Oxide Station, and we even got gameplay of one of the new tracks coming, Twilight Tour, which combines the Egyptian theme and the Arabian Nights theme all together in one track. So you'll be seeing that gameplay on screen now, and some of that gameplay even shows us Torna and some of the Trophy Girls, or now as they're known, the Nitro Squad, in action. Now the final thing I wanted to cover is future Grand Prix and the possibility of seeing Crash Tag Team Racing content in them. Now there was a stream with Facebook Gaming in which which we saw them play on a few different tracks, and there was some stuff said in that which I think people are probably jumping to conclusions in terms of what was said. So let's take a look at what was said and then break it down, because I think a lot of people are saying this confirmed. We're going to be seeing characters and tracks from CTTR in Nitro-Fueled, when I don't think that really was confirmed, but I don't doubt we will be seeing at least characters. I don't think we're going to be seeing tracks, because Beenox are making their own tracks now, and I'd rather have those than the Crash Tag Team Racing tracks.
All of the tracks that we've remastered, we also have all of the Crash Nitro Kart content, including the tracks and the characters. And then starting with the Grand Prix, we're going to be injecting Crash Tag Team Racing content in the game.
So firstly there, he mentions about how they're adding characters and tracks from Nitro Kart into Nitro-Fueled, and then CTTR content. He never specifically says characters, tracks or karts. Obviously we already know we're getting karts, so that's probably the content he's talking about there. In the next clip he says this.
So how does the tag team racing work? Like what's the pure mechanics for that? For those that are unfamiliar.
The pure mechanic, well, we actually didn't bring over the mechanics of Crash Tag Team Racing into this.
Well, then, so the new mechanics.
No new mechanics. It's just bringing the characters and the tracks and the content and pulling it into the game. So Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Tag Team Racing had different gameplay features that didn't work within the framework of Crash Team Racing. So what we decided to do is take out all of the stuff in the game that fans really wanted in terms of characters, content, karts, and that type of stuff, and just squeezed it in here to make sure that we had as much content as possible.
And I think this is the clip that maybe people are getting confused about, saying this is what confirms it. If you listen carefully, he's actually talking about what they put in the game for launch on Nitro-Fueled. The interviewer asks, are you adding mechanics in from Tag Team Racing? And he says, no, we're not, that we are adding content from both Nitro Kart and Tag Team Racing, characters, tracks and karts, to make the package at launch as big as it could be. Nowhere in both of those clips does he actually confirm we're seeing characters or tracks from Tag Team Racing in Nitro-Fueled in future Grand Prix. But again, I'm pretty sure we will be seeing the characters, it's only a matter of time. I mean, we're seeing Baby Crash and Baby Coco, it's pretty obvious we're going to be seeing Embryo, Koala Kong, Komodo Mo, probably Ebenezer Von Clutch, Pasadena Possum and Nina Cortex, and I'm sure there's some other characters they can throw in there as well. So I just thought I'd put that out there. In my opinion, he doesn't confirm characters from Tag Team Racing, he just mentions about the content that is currently in the game, and Crash Tag Team Racing content is coming, but we already know that because we can see there are karts from Tag Team Racing in the Grand Prix that have already been announced. But if you disagree and you think that they did confirm that, it's completely fine, you can let me know in the comments below. Now before we close out the video, let's go over the poll that I put up on the community section of the channel last weekend. I'm going to be trying to do one of these every Sunday, so make sure you stay tuned for that on the communities tab. Last week I asked you guys, who is your favorite boss from Crash Team Racing, or even Crash Team Racing Nitro-Fueled, I guess. Obviously the options were Ripperoo, Papu Papu, Komodo Joe, Pinstripe and Nitrous Oxide, and I kind of already guessed the way that this was going to go, and it kind of went the way that I thought it would. So my pick was Pinstripe, he's my favorite boss out of the originals, but this is what you guys said. So we got 1.6 thousand votes. Ripperoo had 39% in first place. In second place we had Pinstripe with 26% of the vote. In third place we had Nitrous Oxide with 20% of the vote. Then in fourth we had Komodo Joe with only 9%, and in last place Papu Papu with 6%. Poor old Papu. I'm going to be playing as Papu a lot in Nitro-Fueled, I think. He's a pretty cool speed character, though now that they've introduced Big Norm, I might be edging to play as him in the speed class. We'll just have to wait and see, but I kind of had guessed Ripperoo would be in first place there. Anyways, if you didn't vote on that poll, you still can. It's in the community section of this channel, so go check it out. And again, there'll be another poll going up this Sunday for you guys to vote on it. So let's see if we can get even more votes. But that about wraps it up for this video. Again, we are just a week away from Nitro-Fueled. There's lots of stuff planned, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Again, like at the beginning, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to give the like button a big old hug, subscribe for more gaming content and coverage, and if you do, also boop that bell icon so you're notified when my future videos go live. But apart from that, thanks for hanging out, and hopefully I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.